Hello everyone, this is Lana Bushkair from Forbes Middle East. Today, we're glad to be discussing Abu Dhabi Finance Week and how Abu Dhabi global market is shaping the diverse business landscape of the Emirate. Arvind Ramamurthy is the Chief of Market Development at ADGM and he joins me now. Thanks for being with us, Arvind. I would like to start by asking that Abu Dhabi Finance Week launched last year and it's set to become much bigger this year. Can you tell us about how this event positions the UAE and Abu Dhabi?
So Abu Dhabi Finance Week, as you rightly said, we launched only last year, but it's already become one of the most anticipated events in the financial calendar across the region. Last year, we had about 9,000 people from over 100 countries. This year, we're expecting it to be much bigger and better. We're expecting close to 10,000 people to come in. They're going to be coming in, from all over the world. We've got 25 plus billionaires that are coming in this year. We've got close to $27 trillion of capital that's going to be represented this year. And we're going to have over 300 speakers. So as you can see, it's going to be even bigger than it was last year. Abu Dhabi Finance Week is a platform for global leaders and thought leaders and decision makers to come in and express their views. To address the second part of your question on how does it position Abu Dhabi is already a key business destination. We are home to 3 of the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world. We are home to one of the largest energy players in the world and the largest bank in the region, but to name a few. ADFW is a great opportunity, we all believe, to position Abu Dhabi and the UAE as a global platform where leaders and decision makers come together to have dialogues on key topics that impacts our world.
That sounds very exciting, if I may say. Can you tell us what can we expect at the event, taking into consideration that the theme of the event is investing in the transition era? What kind of transitions are we experiencing in the region and globally? And what is the role of ADGM within all of these transitions?
That's an excellent question. The world is going through a massive transition. Whether we look at it from an economic standpoint, from a social standpoint, from a technological standpoint, and from a climate standpoint. As you're aware, the UAE is going to play host to COP28 this year. And at ADGM, we look forward to this as we are the sustainable hub in the region. So what does the investing in the transition era really mean? It means at ADFW, we want to give everyone an opportunity where they can hear global leaders and decision makers talk about this. At Abu Dhabi, we've always believed that these transitions are not a challenge, but are an opportunity. At ADFW, being true to ADGM's theme of where ambitions thrive, we want to give the audience, the global audience, a chance to listen to these leaders on how can businesses thrive in this era of transition.
That's interesting. And since we are speaking about the role of ADGM, ADGM has been a major contributor in establishing Abu Dhabi as a hub for so many businesses to set up their operations into the financial center. Can you tell us about the mechanisms and the strategic value propositions that has made ADGM a holistic business-friendly ecosystem?
ADGM has something unique. We are the only jurisdiction in the region that has direct application of English common law. This is then backed by robust infrastructure. We have an independent registrar that looks at commercial regulations and also at licensing. We have an independent financial regulator that is extremely progressive. And we have our independent courts and arbitration systems, which is truly world-class. Today, what ADGM offers as a value proposition is, in addition to what Abu Dhabi offers as a value proposition, as you're probably aware, Abu Dhabi and the UAE are very strategically located, where we straddle the east and the west. Abu Dhabi has also been voted the safest city in the world for the last 7 years running. You add to that Abu Dhabi's positioning as the capital of capital, you can see why businesses are flocking to Abu Dhabi. If I then look at it from an ADGM standpoint, what we have focused here at ADGM is to build an ecosystem where businesses can truly thrive. We have, as I said earlier, an advantage in terms of our direct common law application. We also have the advantage of our regulatory progressiveness, which is very industry-led. But also, we believe we are a jurisdiction where talent is available and talent wants to work, live, and play.
That's interesting. And can you tell us about how so ADGM is quickly becoming a hub for global leading asset managers and management firms. So can you tell us more on the growth within the sector that both Abu Dhabi and ADGM are experiencing in recent times?
Abu Dhabi has always been a home to asset management, and we believe it's a natural home to asset management. As I said earlier, we're home to 3 of the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world. We're home to close to $2 trillion of capital. So when asset managers from around the world decided to set up in ADGM, honestly, it was no surprise to us. We have experienced tremendous growth over the last couple of years in asset management. To put it in perspective, today we have over 100 asset managers in ADGM, and our assets under management have grown at a rate of close to 50% over the last couple of years, and is, in our view, forecasted to continue that growth path over the coming years. At ADGM, when we look at asset management, we look at it holistically, which is we look at private equity, we look at hedge funds, and we look at venture capital. From a private equity standpoint, in the last year alone, some of the leading names from around the world have set up in ADGM. To name but a few, you have the likes of Blackstone, you've got the likes of Apollo, you've got Ardian, etc., that have set up in ADGM. From a hedge fund standpoint, of course, the headline announcement was Brevan Howard's setting up of their office here in ADGM. But we also have other leading global players such as Winton and Florencourt that are already here. From a venture capital standpoint, this is where ADGM provides a platform from the small to the large player to come and set up here, thanks to our venture capital framework from a regulatory standpoint. We have players like Sequoia here, and we've got many, many more in the pipeline across all of these areas.
Thank you so much. Thank you.